getting ready to get some sumps laid out and do some fiberglass work. So basically a sump is a recessed area in your fish hole that allows all the water to come down and accumulate in there to make it easy to pump out any standing water. This vessel doesn't have one because it was set up as a freezer boat, so everything's frozen in here. There was no reason to actually have a sump. I suppose when they washed it out, they just, I don't know, bucketed out the water or whatever. So we will be icing fish in here sometimes, and also tanking down for crab, RSW for salmon, and so we really need a sump where after we offload our catch, we can scrub things up and all that water will run down in the sump, make it easy to pump it out. In the case of dry icing fish, you're still going to have meltage, and it gives that gurry a place to go, and then you can pump it overboard when you're out on the grounds fishing. It keeps that melt water from building up inside and washing out the bottom of your bed ice and compromising your catch. You want to keep all that warm water out of there. So as it melts, it's chilling the fish, but now you've transferred the heat from the fish into that ice and it's melted. You want to get that stuff out of there. So we need to get a couple of sumps put in here. We're going to put 2 of them in here, 1 down each side. You can see I just kind of did a little exploratory hole here. You do have some moisture in this foam. Fully expected it. Not worried about it. Anytime you foam a boat, you glass over it. Boy, unless it's just done perfectly and you don't have any penetrations up on deck, any spots in the fish hold where it can get in, moisture is going to find its way in. It's going to saturate that foam. So this isn't a big surprise or anything. We were hoping it'd be drier, but it just really is what it is. It's nothing to stress out about. It's nothing that we're worried about. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to lay this out. I think I'm going to make about 6 inches wide, and then I'm going to bring it all the way forward, and we'll probably go down a good 6 or 8 inches, whatever we can comfortably drop down in there. So it looks like we only have about 1 inch of foam, 1.5 inches of foam in this particular spot, because there's concrete that was poured in here and that acted as ballast. And so we'll go ahead and trim this out with a hole saw. You can see it's already delaminated here, so that's why this isn't a big surprise to us that there's water in here. You know, obviously this stuff froze and expanded and popped it loose on the stringer, but no problems with the stringer here. It's as solid as a rock. It looks great. So yeah, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to cut this, I'm going to mark it about 6 or 7 inches wide. Bring it all the way forward. Maybe shy about 8 inches off that bulkhead up there. And cut that piece of fiberglass out, and we're going to see what we got. We'll get all this loose stuff chipped out of there. We'll get it vacuumed out and start making plans for putting a sump in there. Fairly easy project. Be a little bit of work, but it's not technical by any means. And so I'm going to go ahead and get me old Oompa Loompa suit on and full face mask and respirator, earplugs, gloves, grinder, cutting wheels. We're going to have us some fun. So let's get ready. We want to get the sump in here because most likely we're going to be doing a trip or 2 just icing our catch and bringing it back that way and around. And at some point next spring, when cod fishing's good, if it's good, we're expecting it to be, we're just going to be kind of looking at doing more volume. And so we'll just be wanting to ice them or maybe even slush icing. So that's kind of where we're at there. So I'm not going to go completely to the bulkhead. I'm going to keep it back a little ways. It's got a radius where it curves up, so I don't really want to have to work around that. I'm going to try and stay on on flattest area as possible. So see, we know where our stringer is right here, so we can just roughly measure off of it. Well, actually it doesn't matter because this stuff's all busted loose. I think it'll pop right off. So really all I gotta do is count for my stringer, which is a little under 4 inches. I'm looking at something like a 6-inch sump, I think. Maybe a bit more. I'll just start about 6 inches. So we're just going to measure to the inside of the stringer here. 10 looks like a good number, nice and even. Come back this way. Do the same. About 10 inches or so. Straight edge level. Strike a line here. A little damp, so not going to be the best line, but it'll work. There looks pretty good. Mark there. And somewhere about in here looks pretty good. I can always trim it back more. So I'm just going to go a little bit short for now. We want to get a hole in here and kind of see what things look like. And for the sump itself, I don't know if we'll glass it in place or we'll just do it over a mold. We'll kind of see on that one. Might work good. It might work real good just to make a plug and glass it. Then you get a real nice finish on the inside. It'll be smooth, clean. These are kind of hard to work in a small area like that. We did the ones on the fishtail in place, and I don't want to say it was a challenge, but it took some time. It's fiddly work is what it is. Just trying to get your mat in there, trying to get your DTI in there, your cross stitch roving in there. It's challenging to do a good job, so we'll play that one by ear. It might be better just to make a plug and just make 2 of them, and then just cut it out and glass it in. I don't know yet. So I'm just going to use a cutting disc. You slice right through fiberglass. Don't generate a ton of dust. They work good. So I'm just going to use that. I'll cut down that. We'll peel this first layer off, and then we'll start digging out the foam and chipping away that cement and get it down to the depth we want to be. We'll see what it looks like. on. Yeah, so a little breezy down here
It is.
this afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully the ambient noises aren't overthrowing the microphone, but I guess, yeah, we'll figure out what we need to do on here. Just cut away at the edges a little bit so they don't peel up on the new glass. What,
Yeah.
like a chisel maybe?
I think just the grinder.
Just the grinder?
Yeah, with the cutting wheel, just going there real lightly on there,
Okay.
right at the top. Or a sanding disc. Sander might work okay too if you just. I don't know if you can just tip it, but it'll probably just try and slide off.
I'll try a sander. No, well, this stuff tends to gum up the sanding disc.
Yeah,
so
it's actually
the hair's soft.
it's a little soft still. I think if you just take the grinder and just
Very lightly.
hold your hand as a gauge and just
Yeah.
it's not going to take anything really.
Yeah. So we'll get going on that here, and I guess we kind of went over our next project, but we'll do it again here. Dad cut into the fish hold yesterday, the floor of the fish hold.
Yeah.
So we'll head on down here and check it out. Okay, guys. So this is what we're looking at. Yeah, what'd you end up doing here?
Well, we just basically removed this top layer of fiberglass here. This whole boat is ballasted with concrete, so you can see by the depth of the bilge here, it's pretty deep on these sides. It's not as deep as the bilge right there, but I think it goes down maybe 10 inches or so. I'm gonna go in the engine room and put a straight edge across the stringer there, and then measure down and see what the depth is here against the stringer, and then out 6 inches, which is the width of this penetration that we made, and then that way I can check my depths and make sure that we have plenty of room. We want to go down with these sumps at least 6 or 8 inches. The deeper the better. If we can get them to where they hold 8 or 10 gallons or so on each side, that'd be pretty ideal. Keeps your ice from getting washed out, keeps your fish colder, keeps your product better. And then also when you're finished up and you go to scrub everything up, all that goes down into that spot. It's easy to pump it out. You don't have standing water in here that you're trying to bale into a bucket somehow. So that's what we're going to do there. We'll probably have to put a crossover in here to pump it, either in here or in the engine room. I don't know if we really want 2 suction lines going in though. We're going to have to play that one by ear.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out.
Yeah, it's not. Either way, we'll get it. We'll get it figured out. So yeah. So right here, this is a little bit crumbly right here, but that's just the top layer where some water froze and it split the concrete apart. Over on the sides, it's pretty solid. So we're gonna need to get some kind of cutting tool in here. So kind of our plan, I guess, is that we bring it down. Picked up a long masonry bit. We're going to mark it for the depth we want. Just go through here and just drill a series of holes around the perimeter here. And then got a couple of masonry cutting discs. Don't know if they'll do the trick or not. Maybe we'll try cutting there with it. It's going to be a little bit tough because there's not a lot of space to get a grinder in there straight. I know it's going to want to try and go off this side. That may or may not work. I think our best course of action is just drilling holes, and then we picked up a air hammer for our compressor, and we're just going to go up in here and just try and chisel this stuff out. Short of that is a big electric jackhammer. Yeah.
Not sure if we feel very good about that one.
Not probably very advisable.
Yeah. A lot of rattling, and I don't imagine it's too good for fiberglass.
Well, I think the biggest thing is if you dig a little deep, you might discover a hidden well of seawater.
Yeah.
An unlimited source. And that wouldn't be too much fun.
No, not at all.
So we'll try this air hammer first. I think that'll probably do the job. Trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new one for us.
Yep.
We'll figure it out though. Without the hammer on it, I don't know. Well, it is going in.
Well, our other drill has the hammer option on the fishtail.
It does? The
Yeah.
drill?
Mm-hmm. This one's just a drill.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I don't know why. Like I'm afraid this is going to plunge through. Hit avoid. Well, take a couple of raps at it before it's going to see. I'm gonna get some gear on.
Yeah. Good idea.
All right, well, here we are. Starting to bust this concrete out of here. So, a lot of times builders will use concrete to ballast vessels, puts weight down low in the boat, makes them more stable. This one's got a lot of concrete in her. So, we're just removing some right here to make these sumps. Tried a couple different methods. Let's see, we got a masonry bit on our drill, hammer drill, little Makita. It was drilling into it, but not very quickly. Yeah, didn't seem to be working very good. I only got down a couple of inches on it. There's a lot of aggregate in here, so I think it's hitting these big stones and not wanting to cut through it, so kind of discarded that idea. Another was just a blade, like a carbide blade that you'd use to cut cement or something. Picked up a small one for the grinder, just a couple of little cuts right here, and it already reduced the size of the cutting wheel by about 1/4 inch, so I could see that wasn't going to work very well. Our other option was just a regular old air hammer and chisel, and yeah, it's working. It'll do the job. It's a little bit slow, but I just kind of was working on getting us down to depth here, and now that it's down pretty close to where we want to be, I think we're about 7 inches now, so it'll be easier to get the corners. I can just chop it in now. So yeah, that's working pretty good.
Yeah,
so
nice.
It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I don't really see any other good alternatives. I mean, maybe a gas-powered concrete cutter, but yeah, I'm not really into dragging one of these down here and trying to chop away on this. And could use a bigger jackhammer, an electric one or something, but you could definitely probably bust a hole through the bottom of the boat doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's possible. Fiberglass is strong, but you get a chisel point like that on some fiberglass and wrap on it for too long, and you're definitely going to put a hole through something. So, this is working. We are getting some water collecting down in the bottom of this, which is good and also not good, but just good. It's coming from the foam under this fiberglass. It's got water in it. We knew it would. So this is giving it a place to collect now at least, and we'll just keep pumping it out. Kind of debating on whether we put the sump in, if we're just going to leave a small void underneath there and either put a weep hole like forward into the engine room bilge or into the shaft alley. Either one of those is probably not a bad idea, and we're just going to kind of look at that one as we go.
Mm-hmm. As it is right now, the bilge stays dry, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So into the shaft alley might be a good option.
Or we plumb it.
Yeah.
And we just put a little expandable plug in there and
Mm-hmm.
open it up and suck it up with a vacuum once in a while.
Yeah.
A couple of different ways we can go about it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about the shaft alley, if it gets too full, it can get back in there, so that might not be a good alternative either. Pros
That's
and
true.
cons. So,
Yeah.
something to think about. We're just gonna see how much water, ends up in here over the course of the next few days, or however long it takes us to get ready to put a sump back in here. When we redo it, we'll probably definitely be just making one out of a mold. We'll measure this distance out and how deep we want it. We'll make a plug, and then we'll just cast it right over the top of it. Pretty simple, nothing real technical about it. And we'll just make 2 of them, and then we can just drop them in here and bevel the socket, and we'll just glass it in and be done with it.
Mm-hmm. I think that'll work good. Just have your mold have a lip overlap there, go down in,
Mm-hmm.
grind that out to here,
Yeah.
then
I
just
mean-
putty it up good and stick it in, and then glass over it.
The surface is anything, but like perfectly flat, and so
Yeah.
like it's not gonna hurt anything if you drop this down and put a couple layers of tape over it.
Yep.
The big thing is just to have a place for that water to collect
Mm-hmm.
and get pumped down easily.
Yep.
So.
For sure.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna get my mask back on and my ear protection and chisel away.
Yeah.
This stuff isn't fumey or anything, but I'm just wearing this because it's got a full face mask, and I don't really care for stuff bouncing off my face. So.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah. It's pretty nice to wear this. So. Yep. Carry on.
Alrighty. Good luck to ye. Okay, guys. So a little while later, Dad was down in the hold doing his chiseling thing, but the little air chisel is about run its course, getting weak.
Yeah, so, yep, it looked like it was going to do the job, but boy, I don't know, it's like, maybe I already hammered that unit a little bit.
Yeah,
25 bucks, what do you expect?
It's pretty small and got
It's either that or I'm just getting into
concrete.
harder concrete or something, but it ain't going to do the job.
Nope.
I don't want to be down here for the next 3 weeks doing this. So we upgraded. Picked up this guy from the rental center. Little Hilti TE70. We'll put her to the test.
Yeah. See how she works.
Put me to the test. Put the fiberglass to the test. I don't know. We're about to find out. And exactly what we're going to do right now is find out. I got a scrap of fiberglass here from the back, so let's just see if it smashes a hole right through this or what. Obviously the hull is going to be a lot thicker than this, guys, so if it does, don't freak out. I think this isn't even hardly an 1/8 inch. This hull is probably about 1 inch thick. So, and like anything, as you increase the thickness of a laminate, the stronger it is. But let's just give this a little pop here. So yeah, no worries.
That'll do something, huh?
That'll do something.
Nice.
Yeah. But you can see even just that. They
That
went
took
through
some
it.
effort, huh?
It took a little effort.
Yeah.
I'll just have to be careful. I won't be going straight down for the most part.
Yeah. Looks like you got your hole mostly down. You said you were down about 12 inches.
Yeah, I'm like down 12 inches now, so I don't think that we really need to go too much deeper than that.
Yeah.
I might take it all the way down, just to provide some drainage, like we talked about. There's water that's filling up in there. I really doubt that there's like a hole in the hull anywhere.
Yeah.
This is just water that's like coming out of this insulation and from different areas. So
Yeah.
our thought is that if we put the sump in there and we leave a gap below it and probably punch a little hole forward into the engine room, that will allow any of that water that's weeping out and accumulating there a place to go. And at some point, you know, a lot of that moisture will migrate back out of this foam, which is good for several reasons. Better insulating power for one thing, and also weight. So it all adds up after a while. So yeah, go bust some holes. So got a big old chisel here, and then I also picked up a bit just in case. That might work good too.
A little more robust than the one we picked up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Carbide's on it.
Just a little bit more power than our Makitas.
Yeah. Well,
I'll send you down with the camera. Here. Although I only come to see this. Let's go check it out.
yeah. Let's check this out. I'm excited about it. Alright, so, well, there's the hole. You can see that we did chisel down there quite a ways, but yeah, I think this guy is just, it's getting tired already, so my thought is that we'll get close with this, we'll finish up with this.
Yeah, rough it in, right?
Yep.
It's like
Maybe I'm just getting tired of that little guy, I don't know.
it's like using a ship saw and then using a planer, hand planer.
That's right. Yeah, maybe I was just like getting tired of wielding that little one, and just
Yeah.
I'm looking at like
Well,
it's
this is like-
chipping off little pieces, and I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, this represents about a day's worth of work. Well, probably what, 5 hours
Yeah.
or about. So
Oh, so that was hammer chisel. So that's hammer drill. And what's this? Chisel, I guess. Or what's C mean? Combination. I guess we're just going with hammer, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should just be able to flake it in here. So it says it doesn't do anything unless you actually push up. Okay. That's about 100 times faster right there.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's what we're talking about.
Sometimes you just gotta spend a little money to save time, you know?
Yeah.
Your time is worth money too.
Yep. What'd you say this is 80? Was it $85?
I think they said it was 70, 72 or something like that.
Okay.
Per day.
Yeah, not bad.
Well worth it. I'll spend 4 or 5 days with that. I bet I'd take longer with that.
Yeah, you probably do, really.
Because it's already tiring out. We're running the generator to power it, air compressor. Yeah, it's all relative. And yeah, if it's already starting to tap out, just gonna have to go buy a couple more of those. So yeah. Shouldn't take too long.
Got this hat shawl glassed in. Looks great. We'll be busting it out here in a short time, checking how the bed looks around the ring, touching it up, all that jazz. Can't wait to get some gel coat on it.
Yeah.
That's when you really know it looks good, or when you really know it's done. Probably knock down these seams a little bit. Some of them are touch jagged, but no big deal. Lots of seams on this deck, so it's fine either way.
Yeah, just hit it with the sander real quick, huh?
Yeah. I'm thinking just gel coat it,
Yeah.
because I was thinking
That's all
the
we
same
can
thing,
really
like
do
we
right
can
now.
sand it, but that won't be fun. And then, like, even then, if you gel coat it, there's going to be pockets that pick up, because gel coat doesn't like, or polyester doesn't like epoxy.
Yeah, I think it's just epoxy paint, but at any rate, I don't think it's worth the effort for
Yeah.
the return on it.
I agree. Alrighty guys, we'll pop this hatch ring out, hopefully.
Off both sides, and then you can just kind of tap it there and tap it on the other side.
Ready? Maybe come to this edge instead, and it's smaller.
And I guess you'll probably have to tap on the ring with this utensil. It should be fine, right?
Coming.
It's gonna have to come out pretty straight.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. And
We're in one.
there it is. In your face.
All right, that worked out good.
That looks good. Knock off those sharp edges and yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, very good. Clean that ring up now and be able to drop it in and out easy. I
Yeah.
want to put a mark on that too.
Yeah, I had after it on it, but I'll write it on there again because it's worn off.
Smart.
So yeah, we'll clean her up there.